Hello and welcome back to Actwres Stage here on the 5 Star Network YouTube channel. We are a podcast all about Actwres Killer'Z AWG, and I'm your host Sondre and Velkej. With me as always.
Hi, hello. It's summer, it's hot, and we are doing an episode for 2 months because there were only 4 shows, and we decided to wait for the developments of the storyline of this weird promotion.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we are joined by Pedro. We wanted a third opinion on all of the randomness that is going on in this promotion at the moment.
Hi, hello. I hope my opinion means something to this funny company.
Yeah, I think it does because you and me and a few other people from overseas are the only people who actually subscribe to their service. So
It's the numbers dropping.
yeah.
As I said when we were watching the Osaka show, I said to Yannick, I think we are like 10-20% of the viewer base of this company.
Yes.
So we have the right to talk about it.
Yes, exactly. Like I think we are actually like me, you, reach the most of the all.
And he's still
Chris,
behind.
yeah, Chris, you Pedro as well, and few other people are like the only singular English speaking people who can actually speak about this promotion, and we should
Yep.
gatekeep everyone else away.
Of
I,
course.
I don't actually care that the promotion makes less money because of my gatekeeping. I want to gatekeep everyone else away because it feels good to gatekeep people away.
Yeah. Of course. Since our last recording, which was at the end of May, there has been 4 shows. We will talk about them later. Not that in depth, but we will talk about them later. First, there are so much news to cover. And first off, we want to start with the people leaving. Since our last recording at the end of, I think, June or at the start of June, Naho Yamada announced that she was going to move on from the company. She has now left. She has not wrestled in June or July. Then, on the recent show, this first of August, that we are not going to review, but we are just going to cover the news from. Both Kira An and Kanamic announced that they will be moving on from the company, and both said that they want to continue wrestling. Kanamic especially said that she recently discovered pro wrestling outside of Actwres Killer'Z because she was behind. She was behind. Wasn't she behind Fuka on the debut show of Marigold?
Yes. She was sitting next to Fuka when Fuka was not doing
Yes.
commentary, so she was behind
Yeah.
Takahashi.
Yeah. So, of course, Kiran, of course, has been wrestling for a long time, so she can definitely just float around the freelance scene and probably get dates. Konami probably has something set in motion, hopefully. Now, we don't know. She said that she wants to continue tapping outside of Actwres Killer'Z. Um, I don't know what that means. Pedro, what do you think of these 3 leaving?
Yeah, I mean, like all these, like of course they don't want to say their plans, obviously, and it's all pretty vague. But Kieran, I think, will float around. Um, if I could speak for most of, like at least us, I know she isn't like particularly the funnest person to watch. So it's like I just hope like she finds work where in places that like I won't be bothered to like have her on a card. Like it's crazy to say, but yeah, like I just hope she just finds work where she's needed, I guess. But Kanamic, I'm more excited to see what she does because she's obviously more younger and she she, she over the time she developed a style that's probably like she could basically fit into any of the bigger promotions now. Um, I don't know what she's gonna pick or if she's like gonna jump into a dojo or do more freelance work, like in all types of other places. But I just hope she picks the right place, because I think she's talented enough.
So
And
basically,
Naho it sucks because we just don't know anything.
you're basically saying that you want Kanami to go somewhere where you are going to see her, and you want Kira An to go somewhere where you are not going to see her.
Yeah, basically.
Interesting. Yes.
What about you, Velkej? What do you think of this?
I don't know what to think about Kanami, to be honest. I think Kanami would have found a great place to be in Tokyo Joshi Pro. Do they need another newer wrestler who will struggle to get purchase higher up the card when there are people who are just right now getting there? Or do they have another like group of rookies that will debut for the end of the year slash Kurakan the 4th on January the 4th? So she would not fit. There would be too many people there. I don't know. Would she go to Marigold? That's the most likely possibility. Now, then you have Kira An, who I think has her fan base who will follow her around, and that will be enough for her to gain bookings on the freelance scene. I don't know if she's going to be seen as someone who need to be signed
You
by.
heard it here first. Kira An's fan base is going to lead to Kira An doing a produce show, just like Unagi.
And interestingly enough, I've seen crossover between Unagi fans and Kira An fans.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
No, really. It's I've been doing some digging through old tweets, and I found a guy who was going to. There was some like event where both Unagi and Kiran were performing. Unagi before she started wrestling.
Yeah.
With her Yankee uh, color gang idol group or whatever those were, and Kiran was playing there. And like the guy was also a wrestling fan, so like there's some kind of crossover there.
Yeah.
So whatever, probably not much, but there is some. And about Naho, I don't know. I think Naho. I'd like to see Naho in Stardom, to be honest. Just because I think she would have fit there really well, and I honestly don't know how many people right now can be hired by Marigold, for example. And I think Stardom has lost some and can hire some more still. Replenish the ranks, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure all three of these would find booking outside of this company. But now she has wrestled her last match. She didn't get a farewell match or anything. She just left. Kanamic and Kira An will both be having their farewell matches at the upcoming Corrigan Hall on August 14th. So that is in 2 weeks. That should be interesting. They haven't said who they will be facing. I'm sure Kanamic will probably be facing someone like me, maybe, like her trainer. Kira An, probably Maru. Some team up with Maru or something. But yeah. The big thing that has been happening this summer in July and June was the formation of the biggest unit so far in this company, and a unit that now consists of half of the roster. It is Actwres Killer'Z. Because if you remember on the show at the end of May, half of the roster left the ring. Left the ring with Maru during the end of the end of the show. And at the debut at the June show, the Actwres Killer'Z were revealed, and they gave the name, and they were in the main event. The Actwres Killer'Z are a unit that is led by the trio of Maru, Mari, and Act. So Mari has turned heel and joined Act and Maru to form this super group. They are joined by the Great Osako, Yufa, Nene Arata, Haruka Ishikawa, Ayano Irie, Kyoko Iwai, as up to now Kira An, but of course she's going to be leaving. And recently debuted rookie like a couple of months ago, Hinata Senya. The story of the 4 shows that happened in June and July have been Actwres Killer'Z versus the rest of the roster, versus the babyfaces, basically. It's been up and down. the idea of Actwres Killer'Z is cool, but for the first 2 shows, the 2 June shows, the Actwres Killer'Z main event was some combination of Great Osako. And it was annoying. It was very annoying. But of course, Velkej, can you explain what is the idea behind Actwres Killer'Z?
Okay, so the idea is to first get rid of the units that Fuka created.
Yes.
Basically, to do the hard reset of the promotion. So that was why we were so down on May, because the shows were lame ducks. Because we were not sure what's going to happen, what will be, what are the plans, what about the titles and everything. Because like they also themselves did not know. With June, with the first of the 4 shows that we are talking about, game hard reset, we got super weird video where great president, the promotion great, not someone like fictional.
Yes.
Guy who owns great did a voiceover over video where they kind of made fun of the people who left, and then they did killers riding on motorcycles through destroyed Tokyo and destroyed Shinkiba First Ring, heralding the new reset. The poster for the show was big question mark with the roster,
Yes.
and during the opening dance, which was the same as always, Maru stormed the ring and talked her shit, and then Maru, Mari, and Act joined forces together, beat up Marino Saihara, and then left.
Marino was the big victim in that
Yes.
opening dance. Like they completely destroyed her specifically.
Yes, exactly. Which made her into the leader of the babyface side. Which
Yes.
is interesting because 6 months ago, Marino was lucky to get booked.
Yeah.
And now she's the basically leader of the whole thing. Not really, but she is.
Finally, helping foreigners get in the building has paid off for Marino.
Exactly, the long play paid off. She sold a lot of tickets during the Wrestle Kingdom week for the first January show and the Korakuen Hall show. Sold the tickets, and because of that, she got booked, and then she stayed booked, and she did not leave. So she became a leading figure on the babyface side. The other leading figure on the babyface side is, of course, Natsuki. Natsuki, who is with the baby faces, but is kind of above them, because the rest of the babies outside of me are people who are newer or were not booked as often or underneath the rest of the roster before the Exodus. So plus we lost Ketmas Calico, we lost Naho, we are going to lose Kanamic. So basically you right now have Summer Breeze, which is Nagisa Shiotsuki and Natsuki and Marino and me as the leading figures for the whole babyface side. So these are the top 4.
And the big shock, of course, was that Mari joined the heel side.
Yes.
Like the long time locker room kind of leader joining the heel side and embracing her killer. And that is very interesting because it gives the focus, because as you said, outside of me, none of the people on the babyface side are now veterans. Like all of them are pretty new. So that is a very interesting aspect of it. What do you think of the formation of Actwres Killer'Z and the idea of it so far, Pedro?
I mean, for the circumstances we had to, we kind of were upon. Like, I mean, the idea is like pretty. I thought it was pretty like cool. Like when like the show before, like where everyone just left the ring, and I was just like, what the fuck? What happened? Like, is this shoot? I was like kind of like confused. And then we kind of see like what happened in the next show during the dance, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. But ever since, um, there's been at least one good show, one bad show, one good show, one bad show, and I don't know. For me, I think the enjoyment of it, well, like the non-enjoyment of it, is that every match is almost like heel versus face, heel versus face. Oh, most of the time, the opening match is like the only match that isn't involving some of the storyline. But like, because there's so much of there's literally cut in half. Like this roster is cut in half with the heel and face dynamic, where I'm just like, honestly, for me, it gets a little tiring, and and I think the group is cool in terms of like what 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 they're trying to do. Like Mari and Act being like top of the card is like it. I mean, it's what they need right now.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like the way they're doing a lot of the stuff, and like I feel like Summer Breeze is like the only thing that's really like saving my enjoyment half the time, because they go out there and put on a good match no matter what. It like no matter what their who their opponents are, they usually just try to go all out. But like I feel like everyone else is like just kind of stayed in their lane.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I wish I liked it more. But it's not even like the heel style they're playing or anything. Like none of that is like really involved. It's kind of just the combinations of people have been really annoying. Besides like one show, and besides like one show every month, one of the like one show in June and one show in July, I think the rest of the matches have been kind of like meh. Um, and
Yeah.
I think it's down to just like what Velkej was talking about with like Great Osako being in like a lot of like the the top heavy stuff, and she just, I don't want to say she ruins all of the match, but she ruins the flow in the middle,
Yes.
where the
Sure.
action is like super hot, and you have Mari in there, right, like opening the like a match, and then she goes in there and kind of just like messes up the flow, and it's just like I I don't think you should be doing that, and especially when you have someone like Yufa on the roster that deserves maybe the spotlight, and especially when she turned also like
Yeah.
face to heel, I feel like she deserved a better platform, and like as soon as it started.
The
Um,
thing before I forget, sorry about that interruption. The Asaka thing is that I am, surprisingly enough, I'm fine with like 2/3 of her like being in the match, because she somewhat changed the style she does. She is much more heelish. She does the heel stuff, and she is, because she's an actress and with the face paint, she looks unhinged when she does faces, yeah, like heel faces. And how she yells and so on, but she still puts in the goofy comedy stuff, the shining wizard that she fails to do every single time, and she repeats the spot 3 times, and then the babyface kicks her ass. Like, that's a fine, good comedy undercard, babyface or even heel stuff. That's fine, like in the opening match, or in the much better in the second in the second match out of 5 matches on the card. That's fine. You can do that. You cannot do that in the main event if you are a heel and the rest of your team are doing vicious heel stuff, and she ruins the matches this way. That's like, I have no issue with that, with her being in the main event in theory, and she does have, like, some of her stuff she does is like she stomps on fingers, which leads to Nagi. For example, on the last show, she stomped on fingers of Nagisa Shiotsuki, and that was the reason why Nagisa was unable to chop. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what you are supposed to do. You are a heel. You are like, you are stopping the babyface from doing her signature stuff. That works. And then she does the Shining Wizard, or like the fake moonsault, and it ruins the match. It literally takes me out of the match, and I have to refocus again on the match. Again, suspend my disbelief, because I cannot suspend my disbelief with her stuff she does in the main events when, like, she was supposed to be the vicious heel. Again, if it's on the second match on the card, I'm fine with that. But I would love to see Asaka find something new to do, because I think she's creative enough. She started to do the tape, choking people by using her tape she has around wrists. And that's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, because she's the heel, and like that seems like a great Muta stuff. That's good. But then she does the failed attempt at Shining Wizard, and that sucks.
Yeah. It Great Osako is the big the big rough stuff about Actwres Killer'Z. Mari and Act have been a highlight though, when they have been teaming together, or when they have faced people on the babyface side. Of course, now they are building to a single series on Korkin between Act and Mari and Summer Breeze, which means it's Act versus Natsuki and Nagisa Shiotsuki versus Mari. So Summer Breeze takes on Act and Mari, but in singles matches.
Yeah, the thing is that because I have not seen the show from the
August 1st.
From the August 1st, but I assume because it's not booked as a title match, they did not talk about the title.
They have not announced anything about the title.
Natsuki, on every promo she cut against Act, talked about the title, and Act talked about that she don't want to do title match because the title that's been returned is not worth anything.
Yes.
That's like her argument for that. What do you think about that, Sondre?
I think they are still. I think honestly, the entire thing with the title feels like they are not sure if they want it back or not yet.
The issue
like
is,
the talent wants it back, but
no. The issue is that they have, like, they write the shows ahead of the time. Natsuki would not have, like, shoot her own angle.
Yeah.
So why do this if not do it for the title? And Act last year, Act in the main event against Miku was the best drawing Korakuen of the year. So putting Act in the title match for the vacated title against Natsuki is, like, makes sense.
They should announce that then. Like, but
Yes,
they don't. That should have been instantly what they said on Twitter after the August 1st Korakuen. No, August 1st Shinkiba.
Yeah.
And they didn't. So I am, of course, big. We'll talk about the Korakuen later, but the upcoming Korakuen later, but that is the big thing. I want to talk about the babyface side of the roster a bit now, because we do have some, like, it's hard to decide who is going to be the guy that the girl they focus on the most as the babyface leader. Marino took up she was the one that got beaten up by Actwres Killer'Z originally. She was the first to form a hero unit, as she called it, now named the Genkai Sentai Actwres 5, which is a unit led by Marino Saihara, which consists of Naru, Riko Fukunaga, Sakura Mizushima, and Yui Tenshuko. So that is a five-person unit. They will be in a 5v5 elimination match at Korakuen versus Yufa and probably some Actwres Killer'Z. Probably the Actwres Killer'Z that aren't booked yet. Aren't booked in other things, I mean. But, Velkej, what do you think of Marino as the on the babyface side, as the leader?
I am not sure she's the leader. I think she's the person that the promotion is willing to beat, because she still has like far away to go. She still can be beaten. You are not losing anything if you beat her. So her journey, her story is about losing a lot, and like, but working hard and trying to overcome. While the story of Natsuki is that she's strong enough that she can beat any of the leaders of the. She can beat all of the killers, any of the leaders potentially. She can be the actual ace of the promotion. If they want
Natsuki
to.
again.
Oh,
You
sorry.
mean Natsuki?
Yeah, Natsuki,
Yeah,
not
okay.
Marino, not Marino. So I think Marino is underneath Natsuki, and I think she's on the same. She is, and then it depends what me wants to do. Because I'm still like, I still think I still think me, if she wants to, she can be tag team champion. But I don't think they will have tag titles.
Twin Stars is over.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I will criticize right now, and that is Ayano being put into the Killers.
Wait. Before you talk about that, like, I want to hear. I don't want to move from Marino yet.
Okay. I'm sorry. Do
Pedro, what do you think of the Marino-led unit and her, like, stepping up on the babyface side?
So I think she deserves like the I don't want to say like I think she's the main character of the story for however long it goes.
Yes, I agree with that.
Natsuki's obviously like the top Carter. Like she, if I had my reasoning for the like to book, she'd be champion. And everyone, I think they're all going different ways just for the Korakuen.
Yeah.
And like again, like if me wasn't kind of, I think she's gonna be part of like the Momotani thing. If she wasn't
Maybe.
like inserted into all that, maybe she would be more involved with the like the babies team, the Sentai team. But it's like I think Marino's the probably the best person to put in that spot because she was not booked right and she was not booked at all on shows before. She obviously wanted to be on these shows. She like on Twitter she was always saying like I want to wrestle more. I didn't sell enough, so I'm not gonna be booked. Blah blah blah. And it sucks because in reality she's pretty good. Like for her
Yeah.
for how long she's been doing it, and I think the gimmick change was like a good
I
a good switch up for her, and it I feel like everything's been working for her. Obviously, she's gonna look like a weakling for a bit just to build the story up, but like
Yes.
I think at some point this is gonna work for her.
Yeah. My thinking on Marino before we move on is I think she will now be in the position that Misa was in. she is the babyface that always the babyface fan favorite that always wants to be the top champ and be the top of the promotion, but she will always be able to take losses or get wins, and she
Yeah,
will still be able to talk that shit.
that's a good comparison.
And
And I
I
agree.
have another comparison with the Exoduses, and that is that I think Summer Breeze is now in the position that Koki and Shika would have been in, with Natsuki in the Koki position of being the one that is going to be the next champion, most likely. Like, Natsuki is definitely going to be the big focus of the promotion. She should be the ace. And much like we all thought Koki was going to be pushed as the ace at the start. And Nagisa is going to be the support person and be the tag partner, and that is also steadily one of the best parts of the company, because she is. And Nagisa is such a good highlight. Like, them as a team is such a good highlight.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, to Ayano and me, of course, on the show where Actwres Killer'Z debuted, after Ayano and me won their match, Ayano said that she felt she was agreeing with Actwres Killer'Z, and she didn't want to, but she also wanted to win the tag belts with me. However, me said, if you want to follow your own way, you can follow your own way. I don't want that, but you go your way. I'll go my way, and we will return when they know something about the tag belts. They didn't say it like that, but basically that is what I got from the promo. So Ayano joined Actwres Killer'Z, and me accepted it and said that she looked forward to facing her again. Velkej, I firmly agree with you that this was not a good idea, because I think Ayano would have been probably a good half of the babyface side of this whole unit conflict, this whole promotion conflict. But I'll let you expand.
The thing about that is, after watching Ayano struggle as a heel and watching her wrestle alongside with me as the underdog babyface, I've decided that she should stop being a heel and she should be a babyface, because she's so much better as a face. So like that's my opinion about it from the pure like match enjoyment standpoint. The other side is also that I really dislike this promo, because it's one of those things that they probably did not know how to deal with this, like in kayfabe, in universe. And mind you, this promotion uses babies, the baby faces, as a term for the babyface side, and also same as rest of the Japanese wrestling uses word heel for the bad guys. So they are like, they break kayfabe all the time, but they did not know how to solve this issue, because because in the past they found their way together, me and Ayano, and now they had to tear them apart again to put them on opposing sides, and it doesn't make really any sense at all. But they needed to do it for whatever reason. They decided to do it. They needed to do it. I don't know if they thought that they needed to have the babyface side focus more on the newer upcoming wrestlers. Do you think that's the case?
I actually have a saying that I was gonna bring that up, because like honestly, it's kind of a double edged sword, because if you put Yano in the babyface side,
Yeah.
I feel like you don't put enough focus on the younger ones.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And it's like, do you sacrifice a Yano babyface wrestling, or do you just add more heels that are at least more like she's at least more she can at least wrestle in there and the match won't break down.
Yeah,
And as a
no,
heel, which
yeah,
is
the
and I don't and again I don't love her heel stick either, and I don't think she's like the greatest wrestler, but like I think I'd rather have her and Mari in there than her and Kira An taking up a spot again against, you know, the babies, which
yeah, the thing
it's
is,
hard.
I agree with that. Like looking back on on these shows with no with the hindsight, I agree with the decision for the roster. I disagree it for my enjoyment of the single matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like if
in
it,
story and in
yeah,
her kind of like her personality that like since like the Redux and everything, it's like she she is always for never for sure ever like, and it feels off. It felt cool on the shows before because it'd be like, hey, on this special show they are teaming and you get to see her do her babyface stuff, and it's actually really great. But like we're in that place now that we can't do those like special matches, which is why my enjoyment goes down because we don't get babyface versus babyface. We haven't got that recently, so it
yeah,
feels it sucks, and like we don't get the special stuff, and it just it, I like Ayano, but I feel like it's a sacrifice like I'm willing to take for her to just be heel right now.
yeah, yeah. It's it's fine. Like looking back at it, I get it. I still don't agree with it, and you know, when we were doing the watch along, I was pretty mad at that. Like I was actually angry at that decision when they did it. Um,
Yeah.
it's been a month, month and month and a week since we watched that. Since I said that, I still kind of disagree with it, but I get it, and I am fine with it now because at least she has uh some presence and charisma as a heel, and she feels bigger as a heel probably than she would have as a face, and she feels like much bigger obstacle for the faces to overcome than she would have been as a underdog babyface getting beaten up by Maru and Mari. Like, so I guess it's fine. Like, I still disagree with it, but I also get it.
Like
Yeah.
I've watched her before as a baby face, and she, as much as like me is like, you know, the number one idol and just like the main person you look at and like, oh, she's one of those idol wrestlers. It always felt like Ayano was like the number two and just, you know, kind of not riding her coattails but being uh like someone just like her, kind of like on the babyface side before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it sucks because I think she could definitely like switch that up now, and I think it'll be a little more different. But even now, even then, when they would tag on these like special like matches, it'd always be like, oh, like they're basically like the same person, but Yano's like at least she could go heel, and it's a little more interesting for her. But yeah, I don't love like the little speck in the story. I don't like that.
Yeah. I agree. It's kind of a weird position we're in with Ayano. Like she's always going to be a confusing wrestler. Like I she always has seemed like she's half in, half out with the entire wrestling part of her why she's doing these shows. Like it feels like she's doing these shows just for the fun of it and to make some money, and the wrestling side is like secondary. That has always felt. That has always been the feeling with Ayano Ire for me.
And
Um.
she has like an incredible like presence and stuff in the ring and
Yes.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
she
Of
has
course.
and her look is crazy. Like the gear is like top notch.
Yes, it is. The entrance gear is amazing.
Yeah, and it's like she has like it, but like the wrestling for like, I mean, half the roster at this point too is like the wrestling isn't like amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing
But
is,
she's always been like she's always been like mid tier.
she probably is not athletic enough.
Yeah,
And that's fine.
Should we run through some results then from these 4 shows?
I'll pick up something more before we go.
Okay.
Who do you think gained the most out of turning heel? Do you think it was
Yufa.
for Yufa, for your interest?
For
It
sure.
was Yufa.
Dude, she is so much better as the evil clown than as the bubbly babyface clown that does selfies. Like, come on.
The squeaky
Like,
hammer is too good. I agree.
yeah, she's a good manager. I wish she wrestled more, but she's a good manager. And I think what we saw, especially in the match where she teamed with Mari, that she can, if she continues this, I think she can become a really good heel worker.
Did you guys talk about like our first reaction to like, oh, she turned heel, but she's not wrestling? Because that was like the funniest part of like all
That
these
was-
shows when that first happened.
That was on the debut of the Actwres Killer'Z
Yeah.
on June 14th.
Yeah. And did she
really-
wrestle on the second show or not?
No,
That might have been our problem. I don't think she did.
that was our problem. She didn't
Yeah.
wrestle at all in June.
Yeah, she did not wrestle in June at all.
Yeah.
She turned, looked awesome, did awesome stuff on the first show, and then she was not booked on the second show.
Yeah.
That was great. That felt awesome. Felt like proper actress goes.
I do also think Mari as a heel is pretty refreshing. It looks like she is having a lot of fun with it. She has new gear almost every match, and it's pretty sick. But who do you think gained most out of turning heel, Pedro?
I think it's Haruka Ishikawa.
Oh yeah,
Damn it, you motherfucker stole it.
Like,
yeah, I love Ishikawa as like a
Yes.
I love her just being a presence on these shows because I
Yeah,
always
yeah,
thought
yeah.
she was a solid wrestler and like she didn't have a place in the roster a while ago, and now I think she definitely has like at least like a work rate presence. Like if you put her in a match, she's usually gonna like do her work and do it well. So
yes. So I think we'll run through some results now. Of course, we'll not do deep dive reviews in all of these matches or shows. Just shout out for when I run through the show. Let's start with Actwres Step 44 on June 14th in Shinkiba First Ring. This, of course, as we said earlier, was the debut show of Actwres Killer'Z. But in the opener, Chii Aoba got her first win over Nanami Togi after 6 minutes and 8 seconds when she hit the Disher screw to pin her.
I'll interrupt you here. This is looking back through these 4 shows and the results and what the matches were about. This show starts with this is the first concentrated push for Chii Aoba because I guess the promotion knows
And
they
we will
have her
definitely talk about her more later.
Yes, they have her for long enough time and they are focusing on her to build her up.
Yeah. Then the next match was Summer Breeze. I mean, Midsummer Breeze.
It's Midsummer
Midsummer
Breeze. I'm
Breeze.
sorry, that was my bad. I was calling it Summer Breeze, and it's Midsummer Breeze.
Yeah, it's Midsummer Breeze. Natsuki and Nagisa Shiotsuki taking on Actwres Killer'Z Kyoka Iwai and Haruka Ishikawa. Of course, they would be revealed as Actwres Killer'Z during and after this match. 11 minutes and 31 seconds. Natsuki gets the jackknife pin on Ishikawa. Again, this was the debut of the heel Haruka Ishikawa. Haruka Ishikawa as a heel is much better than she was before, because it looks like she's doing some. She has some more passion into this.
Yeah, she looks like she's dead inside.
And this was also where we saw the debut of Yufa being the heel manager and doing kind of run-ins with a squeaky hammer to try to get some heel heat. But I would say that this match was the best match of the show for sure. Because Summer Breeze are awesome. Midsummer Breeze are awesome, I mean.
Yeah, they are. It was a good match.
Yeah, this is like the highlight of like the of Actwres for me. These four right here, honestly. And then
Not Kyoka though. Not Kyoka.
this match also had the Ishikawa backdrop that absolutely destroyed Natsuki. And, like,
Deadlift. She deadlifted her like without Natsuki helping her at all,
Oh yeah.
and then dropped her on her head, and then did it again. It
Yeah,
ruled.
I remember that spot so
and
well.
that's where I was like, all right, I'm all in on Ishikawa. She's a
Yes.
beast.
Then the next match, Twin Stars in their last match because this was the match where Ayano disbanded the team. After the match, Ayano and me defeated Kira An and Nene Arata after 9 minutes and 13 seconds when Ayano hit the Teardrop Angel on Nene. Not much to say here outside of that it was pretty boring, and when Ayano turned heel again, it sucked.
Yeah, it sucked when we watched it. Like,
Yeah.
looking back, it's fine. It's not like a heel turn. I will celebrate heel turns. This heel turn, or like return on to back to return to heel side. This is not something that I will celebrate. I get it. I will not celebrate it.
Yeah. And then in the main event, it was the debut of Actwres Killer'Z in a 4-on-4 tag match. Maru, Act, Mari, and the Great Asako defeated Marino Saihara, Sakura Mitsushima, Naru, and Kanamic after 21 minutes and 2 seconds when Maru tapped out Saihara to the stretch muffler, the Maru X Maru. Rock muffler, whatever. This match, as we said earlier, at the very start of this episode, Great Asako held it very much back from being anything special, and it was for me, this was a very weak debut for Actwres Killer'Z because Asako killed the entire match so much. There was so much of her. But of course, the babyface side here, Marino being the one that loses, would end up paying off in storyline because of her taking up the leadership role and her ending this show proclaiming that she will never succumb to evil. So we already talked a lot about what they are doing with all of these people. But as a match, what did you guys think of the main event on June 14th?
I laid out my thoughts about it, about Great Asako. Outside of the issue is that you cannot take that away from the match because it was a part of the match and she interrupted the match multiple times. So it's not like it was one spot and it's done. No, she did it multiple times. So she basically multiple times destroyed the match, and then I was able to refocus it on it again, and then she came back again and destroyed it again. So I agree with you that this was a bad idea how to do it. I don't know where else would you put Great Asako. I think she still sells some tickets, so she will be on the shows, and it's probably better for the promotion that she's a heel. And I don't think they can make her again a goofy heel because it does not fit with the idea of the Killers. Even the name is Killers. Like, what are we doing here? So I did not like the main event.
Yeah.
I thought Mari kept it together, but besides that, like the babyface's firing was, I feel like it just wasn't enough. Like Mari and everyone else was just, I don't want to say burying them, but they were definitely not letting them get a lot. So
Yeah. But the post match is the more important part of it because the entire part of Marino that we've been talking about the entire episode was kind of started with the ending promo here, and it was a pretty good one from Marino. Then we move over to June 30th. Shinkiba first ring once again for Act Wrestling Step 45. Opening match, Ayano Irie defeated Hinata Senya after 6 minutes and 59 seconds with a big boot. After this match, Hinata joined Actwres Killer'Z because Ayano said this is the right way. You need to learn heel shenanigans from me. So that was going to be it. I thought like Hinata, a very like Anu vibe when it comes to mannerisms, Sayori Anu, and I see potential in her as a heel, but she is pretty rough in the wrestling part of it. So her and Ayano together was not a good match.
yeah, I mean like I said with Ayano earlier, like her wrestling has never been amazing. And I don't think she's still not able to lead somebody in a match like that. And I know you guys didn't like this like a lot, but I thought it was like whatever. It wasn't like totally like
That's down
trash
on
to
the focus.
yeah, it wasn't totally like trash to me. I think Hinata has like the look and everything else. The gear is like all right. It was pretty cool. But besides that, I mean, we're very early, so she's very, very,
This
very
was Hinata's second match ever.
yeah, yeah. This is like very,
And her
very
first singles match.
I was the one who was very against Hinata here. I said this is the worst match. This is the worst match in some time. Until I was reminded about the awful matches in April. Or was it April? Was it April after the Exodus? Yeah, that was very
Yeah.
bad.
like the
But-
first show
Remember the
back. Yeah.
five-way. Remember the five-way.
Yeah, the 5A, that was much worse. But I will stand by that she's the worst debutee in quite some time.
Yeah.
Because in
yeah.
this match she showed she does not have like Asako was probably worse than her. Budozo Todoroki was probably worse than her physically wise. But they had something else. She does not have that something else. Right now she has only wrestling, and she wrestles in this match she wrestled bad. So that's why I said what I said about the match.
What do you think of my Anu mannerisms comparison, though? Do you see that?
I kind of see it, but I also don't see it.
Yeah.
I kind of see it, but Anno was not heel when she was doing that.
She isn't
was
cold
just
enough.
too cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
I don't think Hinata is like cool. She's more the sexy heel, if you know what I mean. Like she's the heel who's sexy, while Anno was the cool, over everything on top of the world person.
Also, Ano like was dancing first show on debut. She was a totally different person.
She's extremely uncool person. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Ano is extremely uncool person who can play very cool person. She's very good at that.
The next match was Nene Arata defeating Nanami Toga after 7 minutes and 50 seconds with the Argentine backbreaker. The big part here in this match is that Nanami has now become a bassist. She comes out with a bass guitar and plays bass. So she will for always be forgotten about and be overshadowed by everyone else, just like
every bass player.
Yes. Of course. It's too heavy, so she is very struggling to get on top.
Yes.
On the top rope onto the corner because it's quite heavy.
The match itself was just fine. I think Nanami did good. She is definitely the better one of the two of Hinata and Nanami. After the match, Nene said that she does not want Nanami to put on pretty matches. She doesn't care if it's rock or punk, but she has to put some a match that puts on a lasting impression, not just play music. So she said that Nanami should get better and then face her again in the future. Nanami is definitely one part of the babyface side of this whole conflict, and I think she can definitely be the one that improves the most out of the two rookies. She has the most potential.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure what she's going to be. I think she has chance, but I will wait before I cast judgment on her because I think she has something there, but it's too early to say. We will not know until like 3 months or something like that.
Yeah. Then the next match was Kyoko Iwai and Maru of Actwres Killer'Z versus Chii Aoba and me. Kuma-chan spinning bomb on Kyoko Iwai gets the win for me after 10 minutes and 59 seconds. This was alright. Of course, continuing one of the things from these 2 months that Chii Aoba is getting focused on a lot, and it's good because she is improving with all of these matches. In this match, she finally, because she was teaming with me, she started using the ice cream plushie as a weapon.
Yes, we finally got it.
We
The
finally
very
got
important step.
Very important step.
We now wait until Nanami Toki breaks her base over Nene Arhata's head.
Yeah. Yes. Then the next match was Marino and Kira An of Actwres Killer'Z versus Marino Saihara and Naru. This was where Marino got the win on Kira An with a hero kick, and she ended up with, which is by the way, like new finish that she had debuted that is kind of a Somoto, but she went with her feet first, not her knees. And she has called it the hero kick. But after this match was when Marino Saihara formed the hero unit, consisting of her, Naru, Riku Fukunaga, Yu Tenshuko, and Sakura Mitsushima. That was a big story of this match, was that Marino fought back. She did not succumb to evil on the second show after losing against Actwres Killer'Z on the last show. So she got some revenge here in a pretty fun match, I'll say, but a match that was pretty awkward when Kira An was there.
Yeah, I remember not like loving this as much as like I wanted to, but I mean,
oh, dude, Kira An
yeah.
was so bad in this match.
For
It was horribly awkward when she was in there.
for Marino, I think it was a good spot for her.
Yes.
Actually, I would like to bring this point up. Do you guys think that maybe Naru has gotten like the bad side of all of this? Because I
Yes.
feel like she should have been more pushed up the card. Maybe I don't want to say replace Marino, but I think Marino and her should be definitely like the main aspects of all of this. But Naru,
Yeah,
I feel like hasn't gotten
like
anything.
right now she definitely feels like more of the sidekick to Marino. Not
Which
to bring her in the whole hero aspect of it, but she definitely feels like the sidekick of Marino. But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, the big issue is that Naru was one of the people who were cutting the I will be the ace of the promotion in April after the Exodus, and now she's just another person in
A
the
body,
team.
yeah.
which
And
I
she was
don't
getting
like.
a push.
And I don't like that because I think she's better than Marino physically. Physically, she's actually the best person on the roster.
Yeah.
And I'm quite mad that she does not have like bigger focus there.
Yeah.
I hope that this shifts after this Kurakuan Hall when we get something more there. I would love more of it. The big issue is that Marino like hogs the spotlight with the
She's
I am a
the thing.
hero. I fight against
Marino
you.
is so charismatic, though.
Yes.
Compared to
Yeah.
Naru, that's the problem.
Yes.
Naru isn't charismatic.
I
She is.
think she can be, but she is not placed in the position to be.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true.
That's more of the issue, I think.
I see more potential in Marino as a star than Naru is such a fucking fantastic worker. Like she is. If we were gonna power rank the wrestlers on the roster in terms of wrestling quality, I think Naru would definitely be in the top 5.
Wait, she's third at the worst.
Yeah,
Mari, Natsuki,
Mari,
her.
Natsuki, and her. Yeah, and I would have Nagisa under there and Sakura maybe.
Yeah, Sakura, Nagisa. Yeah, that's your top 5. Yeah.
Act when she puts it on.
No.
When she wants
never-
to, though.
That's like twice a year.
True. Speaking of Act and not putting it on, the main event of the June 30th was Act and Great Asako versus Midsummer Breeze, Natsuki and Nagisa Shiotsuki. Natsuki gets tapped out to the Act special by Act, of course, leading to the big build to Natsuki versus Act at Korakuen, which we now know is going to be official. Again, fucking great Asako. I hate her so much. Fat Sonny got attacked. We now know his name. I have already forgotten it, but he got attacked in this match.
It's some kind of sausage. His name is a sausage.
Fat sausage.
Like the big part of this match was that he got attacked, and then Mario took over as the ref, and did only slow counts for the baby faces and fast counts for Actwres Killer'Z. And Mari also ran into this match and like beat up the baby faces. So a match that was very very much built around this whole conflict, and that ended June. Not that outside of great Actwres Killer'Z being formed and Marino taking up the leadership on the babyface side alongside Natsuki, because Natsuki ended the show saying that she will prevail and she will be the top and get the title back and whatever all that. This was not that eventful of a month because there was only 2 shows, which is why we took both of these months into one. I know it was a month ago now, but Velkej, we have to keep this going because what was your June match of the month?
Give me a second. I'll look at the cards again. Okay.
I think for me it's pretty easy. It was on the first show, Hurricane Kyoka versus.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. That was the best show. Yeah, that was the best match on the
on June.
In June,
yeah. I think the issue that the semi-main events had is that they had Kira An in them.
Yes.
Both of them.
Yeah.
So that was the issue because she will always take the match down for me. Even though like the rest of the match itself, like even though the matches were good enough. Whenever she's in, it's like in 2/3 of the time it falls apart somehow. Like, and every time in different way.
Mhm.
It's so interesting that she's so awkward.
Yes, I will not miss her. This promotion will be better without her. I'm sorry to say. Uh, to the people who like her, I don't know if there are a lot who like her. Then we move over to July. On July 14th, of course, July again, only 2 shows. On July 14th, it was Act Wrestling Step 46. This got coined the Violence Series Chained Light because there was a very big match on this card. But the first match was Kyoka Iwai and Haruki Ishikawa of the Actwres Killer'Z taking on Chii Aoba and Nanami Togi. This match ended after 9 minutes and 18 seconds when Kyoka Iwai did the diving double knee drop. Well, the diving one knee drop, I mean,
Hell yeah.
to to Nanami to get the win. I don't have much to say about this opener. I barely remember it.
I thought it was fine for what.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
Heel versus this rookie.
Yeah. It was fine for
dynamic.
what it was, and was this the time where babyfaces rushed the heels, and Kyoka was wrestling with her cape still on?
No, I don't think so. Like the match started with Kyoka throwing the ice cream plushie out of the ring.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. You're right.
I do find the what they said after the match very interesting though, because Haruki Ishikawa said, "Create a style that doesn't rely on ice cream." To Chii Aoba, and Chii Aoba said, "Yes, well, we will practice hard." Um, that's a very interesting thing to say to Chii Aoba, that she needs to create a style that doesn't rely on ice cream. And as we saw on the next show, Chii Aoba definitely stood out more on the next show. She still came out. She still was the ice cream girl, but I have a feeling that she will probably have some new gear at Corkin.
Yeah, the gimmick change is coming.
Yeah.
No more ice cream girl undercard wrestler.
Speaking of gimmicks,
Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
god!
the next match was
Like, what is it? 101st match of the series.
Oh yeah. The the next match was a special singles match. The one child Lee Kun do World Championship Finals. The final Bruce Asako versus Rico Lee. Of course, this is a rivalry that has gone throughout the entire world. But this time it came to Shinkiba, and it ends in Shinkiba first ring. It is Bruce Asako versus Rico Lee. If you aren't a fan of 80s movies, 70s movies, 60s movies, you may not know what the fuck we're talking about. But this was the big fight between the two gimmicks of Bruce Lee. This was nunchucks. This was silliness. This was very, very dumb. 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Wasn't it Rico Lee who got the win here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rico Lee killed Bruce Asako.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Asako, after the match ended, stood up and walked away, and the door had to be locked because maybe she'd come back.
Yes, which was what the best spot of the entire summer was Nagisa locking the door. No, not Natsuki locking the door and looking at Nagisa like, I locked the door. Just we don't want her back.
The thing where you said it was just 4 minutes.
Yes.
I don't think that's true and that's real. I think it lasted at least 12. Because it felt like it is so long. The whole issue is that there are like 2 or maybe 3 gags in the whole match. And the gags in pro wrestling are relatively quick. So you run through all the gags in like half a minute if you
And
don't
then
have
you
more
kept
than
doing
3.
it.
And then you add more time.
Like my single note for this match is nunchucks and screaming.
Yeah, they did the jumping like Bruce Lee around, circling around each other, the nunchucks, everything. Like it's
Like
fine for a comedy match. And as I said, if Asako is in the second match of the show, see, second match of the show, there she is. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm
tapping the
smashing
screen.
my pencil into my notepad because yes,
Yeah.
I have physical notes.
Yes, you are old.
Yes. Um, I don't mind this match. It was just 5 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
Although it's 5 minutes that I will never get back.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny.
It was funny for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And the
Like
end was very good. End was very good though.
the big
The way she
highlight,
killed her.
the big highlight, as I said, was Summer Breeze locking the door and looking at each other. I clipped that, and it's one of the funniest clips that came out of these 2 months for Actwres Girls. Just the acting on Natsuki was amazing. Then the next match was Actwres Killer'Z Maru and Ayano Irie versus the now hero unit now named Genkai Sentai Actwres 5, Marino Saihara and Yu Tenshuko. Yu Tenshuko lost the match after 11 minutes and 15 seconds when she took the big boot from Ayano Irie. Not much to say in this match. It was fine enough.
Yui finally getting booked in July. Yes.
Yes. She now that she is in a unit, she kind of has to be booked.
Yeah. I mean, I would flash back to I think when I don't know if we talked about her, but she seemed like someone like primed to like just jump up the card, and now
Yeah.
she's like maybe probably in the bottom of her group right now in terms of the 5 that were picked for the 5v5. It's funny looking back because we thought she was like the one.
Yeah. Then the next match was Mari and Yufa of the Actwres Killer'Z versus Natsuki and Kian Ren. Kian Ren is Ren-san with a suit. 50 minutes and 1 seconds. Naruko Otishi from Mari gets the win on Kian Ren. This match was such a fucking fun match. The Kian Ren gimmick was such a refreshing gimmick for Ren, and it was so fun to see because I thought it was very unique. I thought Yufa. Here we saw how Yufa as like the dark Yufa can be in the ring, and I thought it was a very good showing from her. And then Mari and Natsuki are just amazing. Like they, as me and Velkej said earlier, they are on the top 3 list of the best wrestlers in the company by far. There were so many good stuff in this match that I really liked. I thought this was one of the big highlights of the last 2 months for Actwres Girls.
It's the return of the best match on the card. Is the semi-main event. Because this is the semi-main event that you want to have. This was... Okay. I have to do a confession. I think Yan Ren is the best wrestler in the promotion right now.
Oh no.
She's the perfect wrestler. I saw the pictures before we watched the show, and I was like, okay, this is amazing entrance gear. I love it. And then she wrestled in it. She just took her gloves off, her head off, her wing off. She has a wing on one shoulder. She's amazing. She also has a rose because she's amazing. And I don't know what she sings, but it's amazing. And also she does the spot when she does some random lave and the opponent like slams her down and she rises up like in a kind of a bridge, and it's amazing, and she sings while she's doing that. It's awesome. She's the best and I love her. And like if you take the current Actwres Killer'Z promotion and shake it up and throw out 4 wrestlers that you book for a tag team match, and you are thinking about booking it exactly for me, this is the 4 wrestlers. This is the tag match. This is the perfect tag match for the promotion right now, for me and me specifically, and nobody else. I love this. This was an amazing. This was the best match of the whole 4 shows.
Yes.
Oh my god,
This is
he's insane.
maybe I will stop loving Kian Ren in 2 months as much
Oh
as
yeah, for
I love
sure.
her now, because she will be annoying.
Remember that we loved Great Asako at the start.
Yes, because like if something new comes and it's interesting and fun, that's good. But if the wrestler doesn't evolve that further, doesn't change after long enough time has passed, it becomes annoying. Like I loved Ren as a Ren-san, as the Lotus Girl from the start when she debuted. I liked her a lot. Then she won the Battle Royale in 2023, at the start of 2023.
Yeah.
By hiding under the ring. And I loved that so much because she was such an annoying asshole about that. And then she like became too stale. Then she found it eyes. So she is willing to change and she's willing to shift. So I am very hopeful that she's going to change. Also, I think the rest of the roster needs to start like doing some weird submission stuff, because a lot of them are very flexible, and they can bend themselves into pretzels. And I think if Kian Ren gets a chance to do that, she'll do amazing. I hope she stops doing the Volk on the rope spot, but I don't think she will, because no one else does it, so it's her and hers alone. So I'm not sure. But I would love if she like get rid of it for at least some time.
Are you ready for? I'm sorry to interrupt you. but
No,
are
it's
you
fine.
are you ready for Kian Kyoka to reform Kian Ice?
I hate you so much. And she found the screenshot I took of her where I called her perfect, that she's the perfect wrestler.
Yeah,
and
you're
she
you're
posted-
Twitter mutuals. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be Twitter mutuals with wrestlers. I honestly do not want that. I don't need their attention. I actually am very like
He's
against
embarrassed.
that. Yes, it's I don't need wrestlers to see like what I say about them. That's why I never tag them. The only reason when I reply underneath them is to wish them happy birthday or something like that, or like cheer them on. I will never ever want wrestler to find that I'm posting about them. I don't need that. I don't want that.
I'm still followed by Shiaki.
Yeah, I'm also followed by Chiaki, but I'm 100% sure that she muted She muted us immediately after she followed us. So
Probably.
it's
Probably.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
So-
I love Kian Run. It's a very fun gimmick.
Velkej and
Pedro-
her are friends. Let's go.
Pedro, what do you think of Kian Run?
I was entertained. I wasn't Velkej's level of shilling, but I love like what I love, honestly. She's been through some weird stuff, like Velkej said, like the eye stuff, and then going back to regular Ren, and then going back to Ren-san, and she's been all over the place. But I think her strong suit is always changing it up, and like a gear change that, I mean, what she wrestled in was kind of just not gear anyway. But I think she's smart in changing kind of like the little aspects, but still keeping her basic, her rope walk, kind of like her just bits in her match, kind of the same. She just changes like the way she does them, and she kind of just revives like her whole character and her whole just wrestling in general by just switching it up sometimes, and I can praise her on that.
Yeah.
She's not an amazing wrestler, but in terms of what a wrestler is like charisma wise and just looks wise, she is probably number one in reality.
She's a very good character worker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
great.
I I am very much, as you have heard, I am very much into her, and her and Yufa is like that's like match for me
Oh
because I'm
yeah,
also very,
they were incredible together.
yeah,
like the way they play off of each other, it's
and
fucking
then at the
incredible.
end they were like starting to do the rivalry thing, and I loved it. I was like hooting and hollering. It was so good.
Yeah. Then the main event, Act and Kira An of the Actwres Killer'Z took on Nagiso Shiotsuki and Kanamic. 11 minutes and 48 seconds. Akusura Goku to Kanamic gets the win for Act in a solid main event. Not that much to say about the main event. After the match, we kind of didn't talk about this earlier because Kanamic will be leaving. So we probably won't see like a big payoff to it yet. Was that the Killers won the match and Act said that we have decided to kidnap your beloved Kanamic. Today is the day they will no longer be a part of a part of the promotion because we will take her away, and they are going to be forcefully modifying and brainwashing her. Which led to a lot of great Twitter videos and YouTube videos from the Actwres Killer'Z, when they were trying to force feed her and a lot of other stuff. What did you guys think of the entire Konami getting kidnapped because he couldn't work Osaka bit?
I mean, I thought it was pretty entertaining. I kind of wasn't like I'm not usually all in on their like video work on the Twitter and all that stuff and on YouTube and stuff. I think it's just like I think it's just kind of like a buffer between the shows and stuff. But I see where it's entertaining. And I think the storyline of her getting kidnapped is just insane. And and it didn't write her off into the sunset. It was just like a random thing in the middle of the of the shows.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen her return match yet because she had returned on August 1st when she came up.
They shot her out of cannon, I'll say.
Oh yeah, you saw that
Yeah.
show. Me and Velkej haven't seen that show yet, so.
What did they do?
Well, she like as soon as she got in the ring, she just went off. Like it's pretty normal. It was like a normal match. But I will say right here and now, that main event, insane. It's actually like I watched it with no audio, and it was still amazing. I was locked in.
On August 1st.
Yeah, the show that came out today. Yep.
Yeah, we'll preview that in a bit because we haven't seen the show yet. Me and Velkej at least. But yeah, Velkej, what do you think of Konami getting kidnapped?
I liked it. I hoped it will lead something like a Kanamic rebuild towards the Hilldom, which would be funny, and then she breaks it off, and it would be like Marino would save her from something like that. But instead, we just got a little clip on Twitter with Midsummer Breeze saving her as a ninjas because they are ninjas because nobody noticed them sneaking around with the Hawaiian shirts.
Yes. Yeah.
While the rest of the killers were listening to Greater Psycho talk about her lost family from United States of America.
Yes. Yeah. as you said, Summer Breeze, Midsummer Breeze did save Kanamic. But she couldn't work Osaka, which was the next show on the 27th of July in the 176 box, Act Wrestling in Osaka. I don't have I didn't I forgot to write the finishes of these matches, and Battle News do not have an article here, so I will just be running through time and the winners. Yu Shuko in the opener defeated Kian Ren after 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Again, Ren's gimmick is really fun, but in front of 50 people in the 176 box, it doesn't really.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I would love for Kian Ren to never work Osaka ever again. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
yeah,
You
It
should be
doesn't-
guys in Osaka.
I did love that in this match, Kian Ren showed some really cool like innovative stuff when she did her normal dance, but she did it into a roll up, which was
Yes.
very creative.
Yeah, and then she was in the submission stuff, and Yui smashed her down, and thanks to that, she hurt herself. It was very good. That was a very good bit.
Yeah. Then the next match was Marino Saihara and Sakura Mitsushima versus Ayano Irie and Hinata Senya. Of course, this is the Hero Unit versus Actwres Killer'Z. 10 minutes and 35 seconds, Marino Saihara and Sakura Mitsushima wins. I'm pretty sure it was Marino who tapped out Hinata.
Yeah, it was, but it took so fucking long.
This was very boring. This was so boring.
The closing stretch was felt like it was taking forever because it felt like Hinata did not know how to signal that she's going to tap, and during the watch along people were asking, has she ever watched any wrestling before?
The match length on this show is crazy.
Yes,
this is such a bad paced show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking. I don't understand.
This was very rough for Hinata especially. I did not see any improvement here. And that is what you want to see with the rookies.
I'm sorry, there was some improvement, but we are talking about improvement for one of the worst matches, one of the worst debut second matches of the promotion of the last 3 years to this match.
And Ayano was phoning it in as hell.
And we're in Osaka.
There are 50 people. She's not paid enough to take a bump.
Then the next match was a match produced by the one and only Katsuhiko Nakajima. The glazed UWF champion.
The Diamond Ring Revival.
Yes. 15 minutes.
Happened in Osaka.
15 minutes.
And 5 seconds.
And 5 seconds in front of a dead crowd in Osaka.
Two wrestlers that in a singles match should go maybe maximum 9 minutes.
Yes. Riko Fukunaga defeated Haruka Ishikawa when she hit the Tiger Suplex to get the win. This match was so long and boring.
We had 90 minutes of the first lockup. No, not 90 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm not exaggerating. That was 90 seconds long lockup. The first lockup. You know the one where the wrestlers stand against each other and do the lockup? That lasted for 90 seconds because they were padding time. Because Katsuhiko Nakajima was producing a match between two veteran male wrestlers from Noah. Not Riko Fukunaga and Haruka Ishikawa. It was so fucking bad. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Yes. The work they did was very good. But the match itself, the way they laid it out, was so boring. I can't stress it enough. Like, this could have been so much better if they had just done a 9-minute sprint of them doing what they did in this match, but without the long rest holds that they did. Yeah. Moving on. Midsummer Breeze, Nagisa Shiosuke, and Otsuki defeated Nene Arata and the Great Osako of the Actwres Killer'Z after 12 minutes and 18 seconds. Another match that wasn't anything special. Like, Midsummer Breeze are good, but Great Osako and Nene isn't the best either. So it was rough. Like, it was a fine match.
Yeah, like I said, bad pair ups like throughout most of these cards sometimes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I'll read you my notes, which basically recaps what I think about Osako.
I remember. Wait, hold on. I remember one of the spots now is when Osako, fucking for some reason jumped through the hole that Nene and someone Natsuki probably made during like a surfboard or whatever, and I was like, okay, what are we doing?
Nobody knew why. Yeah.
No one.
My notes are: need Osako to work more evil. There was much less of comedy, which is good. She stomped on Nagisa fingers to stop the chops. She screwed it all up with the fake Shining Wizard. With the failed Shining Wizard. That's what I said before, and that's what I stand by. There is good stuff with Great Osako as a heel. She just needs to stop doing the comedy there. And she obviously knows what to do when she's not doing comedy. I don't know if she's scared to not do the comedy, or if like the rest of the roster wants her to do the comedy because she's too small, so it doesn't work, so she cannot work evil. I don't know, like, I don't get it. I want her to change so much. Because she's going to be on these shows. She's going to be in prominent roles. Unless she's in the second match of the show in a comedy undercard match.
Yeah. Moving on to the main event. One of the longest Actwres Killer'Z matches in a long time when it comes to just 4 people. Like, the 8-woman tag on the debut of Actwres Killer'Z was longer. But this match went 90 minutes and 35 seconds, 25 seconds away from going the time limit. Actwres Killer'Z, Act and Mari defeated me and Chii Aoba when Mari hit the Naruku Otishe to Chii Aoba. This match was Chii Aoba's best match to date. For sure. This was her breakout performance. This was a performance that she really needed, and the company really needed, and especially Actwres Killer'Z needed to have this big killing of Chii Aoba, while Chii Aoba gained a lot from being beaten up. Mari and Act are easily the best pairing that they can do for Actwres Killer'Z at the moment that we have seen so far. And I thought Chii Aoba, like, against these two, definitely was standing out and made sure that everyone remembered her. Velkej, this is going to be the big Chii Aoba talk. What did you think of this match?
I think I'm not sure what's going to be the next step, especially for the Korakuen Hall show. But I really enjoyed the Chii Aoba build through these 2 months. My opinion before Exodus was that she's just the undercarder, and she's one of those people
It's
who
just the ice cream girl.
yeah, she's just the ice cream girl. And the whole Exodus opened the slots, and she's one of the people that was given the slot. And I see why, because she's sympathetic. She is willing to take the beating, which I'm not sure, for example, if Naru wants to take the beating anymore. Because I think Naru's more deserving the highlight than Chii Aoba, but maybe Naru does not have enough time to like do these to prepare for these more complicated matches, and Chii Aoba is there and does not have any other gigs right now, so she can train for these matches. And I can see her like rising up the card. I know that's a weird thing to say in Actwres Girls because that's not really always the case, because the roster is kind of stagnates after like a year or something like that. But I can see her being one of the top mid card people. Also, a lot of it depends if more people leave, if more people join, or whatever happens in the next few months, because the promotion is changing a lot, and I'm not sure we were talking about the same people in 3 or 4 months
Yeah.
on next podcast. So
Yeah.
we will see. But I really enjoyed Chii Aoba's 2 months, and I hope to see more of her in future. And I hope she's going to change her gimmick, because I think she can now. I think she has the skills now that she can do that. And this match was like the proving ground of that.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Pedro? What do you think of this main event?
I thought it was pretty good. Besides, maybe I don't even say the length was the problem, because I think Chii Aoba like deserved and probably needed the time in there. But no, actually, there's nothing actually really wrong with this match to me. I think they obviously minimized me to just be the player next to Chii.
Yeah, she was the cheerleader for Chii.
Yeah. And me
Actually,
is like great at that, and then running in, doing her spots when needed, and getting Chii the advantage and getting the team the advantage when needed. And I think
letting her do the majority of the work, and like doing it in a way where she never ever overshadowed her.
Yeah, and then doing the selling, and then just being able to just show off the moves like against Mari and Act. Yeah, it's actually really like perfect match for just like two heels versus two baby faces. And I think with Kanamic leaving, I think Chii definitely gets a spot. And I don't want to say she gets Kanamic's spot, but I think she definitely gets what she left of the babyface side.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna suck for maybe Nanami Togi later in the line, because I think Togi won't be tagging with her, but definitely will probably get spots in the beginning of the card against, I don't know, Ren, or I don't know, Yui or somebody like that. Senya is probably the worst possibility of like you putting someone in the undercard the first match. That's probably the worst part. I think Chii definitely deserves a spot now at this point, because she's gotten the push, like the month push. Let's just hope it continues now.
Yeah. Pedro, what would be your July match of the month?
Oh Jesus! Now I have to look. Definitely not. I don't think it's anything on this soccer show.
No. No.
Yeah, that was not a good. That was not fun.
Maybe the main event, but I
Yeah.
honestly.
I think there's something, at least something crazy entertaining, and I think it's probably gotta be Mari and Yufa versus Brandon.
I have won. It's the best match of the 4 shows.
It's probably
I
have
told
to go
you.
there, yeah.
It easily is, okay. It easily is the best match of the first show.
Because Like there was no awkwardness. Everyone did their job perfectly well, and it had two best wrestlers of the promotion. So
I would not hold it up against any of the matches from the first 3 months of the year, because
no, no.
the first 3 months of this year was
But
way bigger.
we are in completely different promotion now. So
Yes, we are in a completely different promotion right now.
Besides those matches, I would give it the Chii Aoba Osaka match, or from the 14th, Kyoka and Ishikawa versus Chii and Nanami Togi. So
yeah,
Chii
those were
Aoba
all
MVP.
top. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I actually agree with that. That Chii Aoba was the MVP of this month, outside of Mari, Natsuki. But like they did what they were supposed to, and who rose to the occasion? It's Chii Aoba.
Yeah, for sure. She definitely rose up. Of course, we have uh we ha- have some shows upcoming in August. August will be 3 shows, back to 3 shows in a month. That is good.
We
I would
needed
have.
that.
We needed that. We definitely needed it. The after taking, we did have a big restart during the summer, but the summer wasn't the most eventful time. It was a big restart, but 2 shows per month is not a lot to latch onto. So I think August will be the month where it really starts sinking in this new direction of the company. Of course, Pedro, you have already watched one of the shows of this month, the show that happened on August 1st, Actwres Step 47 in Shinkiba First Ring. Me and Velkej have not seen it, but we know what came out of it. Of course, we know some of the matches for Korakuen after the show happened. But the card is as follows: in singles match, me versus Hinata Senya. Singles match, again a singles match, Asuka Miya versus Kian Ren. The two comedy bits going against each other right there. Then there's Actwres Killer'Z, Kira An and Yufa versus Marino Saihara and Sakura Mishima of, what was the name? Genkai Sentai Actwres 5. Then Actwres Killer'Z again, Ayano Irie and Mari versus Chii Aoba and Nagisa Shiotsuki. And then in the main event, Act and Haruka Ishikawa of Actwres Killer'Z versus Kanamic and Natsuki. Kanamic is free from being kidnapped.
So I won't spoil this whole show, but from what I was watching, I think this is honestly a really solid show.
The matches on paper, like the top two, are really good.
Yeah, and the two first matches aren't like particularly amazing on paper, but I think they did enough for us not to rip into, but they were like, not terrible.
Yeah, like
and then we get the announcements all throughout the show. So
yeah. Like I cannot like rip into me versus Hinata Senya because that's exactly what Hinata needs as a match, and opener against me is like perfect for her. And again, I had issues with Great Asako in the main events. I have zero issue with Asako Miya in the second match on the card. That's like her place. I have kind of an issue with Kian Ren there against her, but like I'll see what it is, and it's actually the exact pairing that they should do because it's in theory the heel versus face still, even though it's Asako Miya, not Great Asako. The third match is like whatever. It's the exact middle of the card. That's the perfect placement for Kira and Yufa versus Marino and Sakura. That's where you place these people. And the top two matches look really good. I'm looking forward to watching the show.
There's already a match of the month on this show, and it's the main event.
yeah. It looks like it. That looks like a match that has potential to be a match of the show, match of the month. Yes.
Of course, this August 1st Shinkiba, I mean, built up to the big return to Corkin Hall on the 14th of August. We have some matches announced. We already have talked about a lot of them. It will be Kira An and Kanamic's last matches in the company will be on this card. Don't know what those are going to be. Then it's going to be a special match of Momotani returning to the promotion for a one-off match. Momotani is someone that used to wrestle back in the old girls. She right now is signed to Pure J. She mostly wrestles in Pure J, does some outside work, but she's returning to Actwres for the first time since like 2021, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
she was a part of, like, I think the beginning era, like
yeah,
from I think from 2016 to I don't think she
her last
debuted in 2016, but she
her
definitely
last
went
match
through those years.
in Actors Girls was against Ayano Irie on the 18th of December in 2021. Velkej, what do you think of Momotani coming back for one-off?
I like it. Also, although she was not the Momo of the double Momo that I enjoyed the more. I was always Momokogo proponent, not Momotani proponent.
Yeah.
It's out of the two Momos, I am into Momokogo, not into Momotani. I think that Momotani is going on hiatus or something like that, or cutting on dates. Didn't she get married or something like that?
I think it's something like that, yes.
I think like she is. I think this is probably like her not real retirement, but actually retirement, and she's like trying to hit the Actress Girls show to do something bigger than just like do a Shinkiba, which
Yeah.
is good. I like it. I like when they can come home and like do a goodbye match.
Yeah, for sure. I do think that could be fun. Then a 5v5 elimination. The Genkai Sentai Actress 5, Naru, Sakura Mitsushima, Rika Fukunaga, Yu Tenshuko, and Marino Saihara versus the Yufa Dark Army, a army led by Yufa, probably consisting of Actwres Killer'Z, as I said earlier, that aren't booked on the show. Then it is the two big singles matches: Mari versus Nagisa Shiotsuki, and Natsuki versus Act. So this is a pretty, like, we of course don't have the entire card. They will probably, like, Actwres Girls always tries to put every roster member on the card for Corkin. They will probably have a new debut, maybe.
They have announced already a debut. It's somewhat more famous person than usually.
Okay.
Some kind of model or singer, and like she has brother, sister who is very famous. Like she is not actually famous herself, but is tangent connected to someone who is famous.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's not just like someone who plays, who sings an idol songs in front of 17 people in a bar, or acts in play that gets like 4 dates and is in front of 40 people in some kind of underground theater somewhere in Tokyo.
Yeah. So we will probably have that debut key, and then they have at the end of the month in Shinkiwa First Ring on the 31st of August, Step 48. So that is this month, this upcoming month. It's been the summer was rough. I won't lie, and I found it pretty hard to get invested in Actwres Killer'Z at the start. I am now, but I thought June especially was pretty rough, and the promotion right now is, I am pretty hyped for Korkin because I have a feeling that they are going to go all out at Korkin, and especially the Natsuki and Act match. I am very much looking forward to, because I have a feeling that something big is going to happen there, and the same can be said for the 5v5 elimination. And Mari versus Nagisa is just going to be a great match.
Yeah, that
So-
should be like highlight of the fucking show, really.
Yeah. In work rate, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you feeling about the direction of the company now after this summer?
I like it, and while I'll tell you a secret, I did not want to do combined 2 months as one podcast because I thought that's bad idea, and I changed my opinion, and you were right, Sondre, about this, because looking at these 4 shows as a whole gives me a better picture of the promotion now than if I try to divine whatever they are doing after the first 2 shows from June. I'm much more positive about everything. I can see directions. I see a very positive movement for, we praised her, Chii Aoba. I see a positive movement for Natsuki and Nagisa. I am not sure about Marino because after June I would have said that she's the big winner of it all, but I'm right now not really sure about that. And the big negative that I can say is that I think Naru is getting lost in the shuffle. Outside of that, and after the first show of June, for me, bad decision about Ayano being the heel, which I now get because, again, after the first show, I can see why, because they needed her as a heel and not as a face. So I get it. And I'd even say I agree with that. Maybe, not fully, but I agree with that decision after all. So I'm positive about heading onwards. Someone put it really best and real well elsewhere, and I just need to find it.
While you look for it, Pedro, how do you feel about the direction of the company?
I'm excited for this Korkin. I feel like now we've gotten to this point of like, okay, it feels like the bleeding hasn't stopped just yet, but with how they've been booking the shows, I feel like it makes sense with like the split in the roster and kind of like the feuds inside of the split. I feel like they're pretty much all pretty good. Of course we will have like the show will have like a bunch of people on it, which is good for them. I want to see like at least most of the roster on this show, and I'm excited for the debuts actually. Alice, aka our M4 friend, will be on the show.
M4 friend, yes.
And I think her name was Hina. Who's like the younger sister of like someone from like Morning Musume or something like that.
Yeah. That's the sister of someone famous.
Yeah, which is like, I mean, if it's gonna lure some people in, I mean that might draw a couple, I don't know, 100 people, depending on like the fandom of how that is, which is pretty cool. And I forgot about the other debut, but I know one got delayed till October, and I think the other one is named like Arisabeth or something like that. But yeah, I'm excited for the debuts actually, because we know absolutely nothing.
Yes.
basically.
Yes. I found a quote. It's from Boss Battle, and they said that Actwres Killer'Z is renewable resource. They cannot be killed They can only be weakened temporarily. They said it before we knew that Kanamic and Kira An are leaving. So, and I agree with that. That's a perfect take. And what Actwres Killer'Z actually are is that they have the pool from which they can recruit people, and that pool will never get like shallower because there are so many young women that come to Tokyo to be stars, and they never do. And that's from where the Actwres Killer'Z like recruit people. And like the sister of a much more famous idol is a perfect example of that. Like no other promotion will try to get these people. Actwres Killer'Z will. And maybe 30% of them will keep on wrestling, which is good because that's the influx of wrestlers that the scene actually very much needs.
Yeah, yeah. I am very excited for Korakuen. I have a feeling that after this rough summer and especially the rough April and May after the people left, I think this promotion is going to come back somewhat. As the kids like to say, we are so back. Is probably going to be the big thinking about Actwres Killer'Z after Korakuen, because if they deliver, as I hope they can, uh, they have more big shows lined up for the last half of the year, just like last year. October Korakuen, December Korakuen. So they will definitely have the potential to really come back with the upcoming months. And I'm excited. I am so glad we did both of these months in one, because I feel like if we had done June alone, we would have been very negative and very short. And I'm glad we just put both the summer months into one. Pedro, thank you for joining. It was good to have your opinion as well.
Yes, sir. Anytime. I feel like I won't stop watching until this place implodes.
Yeah, same there.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can try to like stop me from watching this insane promotion that I've been watching for years now. It's too insane for me to not watch. Like it gives me something like Keandra and Vulcan out for the first time, and me losing my mind because she's like hitting every single thing that I love about pro wrestling at once, and that's like the only thing she does not have is that she's not tall. And like if she was like tallest Lady C or something like that, she would be best wrestler ever. Inconceivable though if she's tall. So, but like also it gives me this anxiety about reading on Twitter from the regulars at Actwres what about what is going on. Like, oh, like yesterday, or rather 2 days ago, we learned that Kanamic is leaving. Or like a month ago, we learned that Naho is just like gone already, and that's like the reality of Joshi wrestling. Uh, that still is true for Actwres Killer'Z because the people are here today, support them. They can be gone tomorrow. You never know.
Yep.
Yeah. And that has been this episode of Actress Stage. Pedro, you can tell where people can find you.
I am on Twitter, plug Pedro99. We just released our episode 17 of the outlet. I had Far on, who is Sondre's partner on the Marycore podcast.
Yes.
We talked through literally everything. Actwres got a section on the show. I feel like I was a bit more negative on just the quick sweep through of Actwres, but I've come to realize that it's not as bad as what I think it is. And in terms of the watching, it's been rough, but in terms of upcoming stuff, and we had the breaking news of Kanamic and Kira An leaving, so I feel like I will point the way to this show for a more in-depth look at Actwres for sure. But yeah, it was, I honestly had like a fun time on that show. So, and I'm glad I was able to be on this show because we need more Actwres talk because I feel like it's been dry, and I feel like this is the exact place to do it at. Besides Rich and him doing his stuff, we are probably the only other people, besides maybe some other person, but we will not name that person.
No.
Never name that person.
Oh no. Oh, just
No.
Never.
Let's move on.
yes. Okay.
Never.
Okay. Say farewell.
So let's see you in a month.
Yes. I check out my new work, the Fighting Marycore podcast. Me and Far are working our asses off covering a promotion that seems to be cursed with injuries and sickness and whatever else. I have a feeling that the Dreamstar lineup is going to be changed like 5 times before the lineup starts because that promotion is so cursed.
I have read one of the interviews Rossi Ogawa has done where he said that the Stardom roster was too big and he wants to have a smaller roster. I think he's rethinking those words right about now.
At least Yuzuki was not going to be like, she wasn't going to be in the GP, so her having to pull out doesn't.
Yeah, but like Utami is in hospital.
Yes,
having her
the Utami part is the bad one.
having her small intestine, or rather one of the insides, taken care of because she has infection there. So like I'm not sure about all of that.
Everyone go watch Io Shirai versus Utami Yoshida. Fuck, we forgot to mention that Actwres Killer'Z was at Sumo Hall.
Yeah, they were, but we do not talk about that because we are Actwres Girls podcast and not Marigold podcast.
True. You can hear my full thoughts on Actwres Killer'Z in Sumo Hall on the Fighting Marycore podcast.
Yeah, that's much
where
better.
we reviewed Sumo Hall.
And listen to me and Rich talk about it too.
Yes, true.
See, we have other places where you can hear about that. We do not need to talk about it here.
Yeah, just like we don't talk about Actwres Killer'Z in All Japan because we do not watch it. We won't talk about them doing a dance in Sumo Hall either. Here, but until next time, as always, goodbye.
Bye.